Hi everybody, it's Mylene from hotmama.ca, HAWTMAMA.ca, your mommy blog with sass, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the first part in my series called Teach Your Child the Montessori Method at Home. Now, the Montessori method should not be a luxury. It really is a necessity. And being a former Montessori teacher myself, I know firsthand what it can do for your child. It can help increase your child's focus levels. It can help your child increase his or her concentration levels. It can help develop your child's decision-making skills and life skills. Sadly, but true, not every parent can afford to send your child to a Montessori school. The fees are astronomical, I totally get it. So why pay an arm and a leg or remortgage your home when you can teach your child at home? There is absolutely no need to redecorate your basement into a classroom. All you need is a low shelf to store the materials on. And believe it or not, you do have all the materials at home at your fingertips. You just don't know it yet. But stick with me and I'll show you how to give your child the best Montessori education, one-on-one, in the safest of environments, and practically free. Hello everybody and welcome to my kitchen. The reason why we're in the kitchen is because, believe it or not, you have all the material you need for the practical life section right here in your very own kitchen. If you are missing some material, you can simply just get it at the dollar store. The Montessori curriculum does encompass 5 different areas. There's a practical life section, there's a sensorial, math, language, and cultural. For the next 2 videos, we're going to focus on practical life. And practical life is so important because not only does it increase your child's focus levels and concentration skills, but it also helps develop your child's fine motor skills, coordination, and manual dexterity. Now, before we begin, there are 3 important tips to follow while you're teaching your child. This will help optimize your child's learning and the way you teach your child. Number 1, seating is very important. If you are right-handed, you sit to the right of your child. If you are left-handed, sit to the left of the child. Number 2, stay quiet. I know it's difficult to not explain while you're doing an activity, but try to stay quiet because what you want is for your child to mimic what you do and not what you say. Number 3, everything is from left to right. Now this is intentional because this helps prepare your child to read from left to right and to print from left to right. So good luck. Have fun, and please email me any questions you might have, or if you need further explaining, just drop me a line at info@hotmama.ca, info@hawtmama.ca, and let's start. Underneath every activity, we put what's called a table mat. Now this is just a silicone baking mat that I use, and I like to put it underneath because it helps define your child's space and work area, and it also keeps things organized. The first activity I'm going to teach you is called dry pouring. So you have this in your kitchen, you have 2 cups or 2 glasses, and you also have rice. I have colored rice here, or you can use pasta, lentils, or split peas. Okay, I like to use something that's colorful because it engages the child and it's just a lot more interesting. So what you're doing is just pouring. Now, children love to hear the contents go from glass to glass or cup to cup. Should any of the grains of rice fall on the mat or the tray, all you need to do is ask them to pick it up because it helps, again, develop your child's manual dexterity and fine motor skills. And when you are done, or when your child is done, simply ask them to carry the tray back to the shelf and put it in the place where it lives. This next activity is called dry spooning. I have a tray. You could actually use a large plate if you don't have a tray, and 2 bowls. You can use glass or plastic if your child is very young, and you have a spoon. And in here, I have just green split peas. Again, it's colored. They like that sort of thing. And Let's spoon away. Again, they love hearing the sound of the contents hit the bowl. Now notice how I'm holding the spoon. Okay, I'm not holding it like this. I'm holding it the way you would hold a pencil. You're encouraging that pincer grip. And I'm being very deliberate about my movements. Oh, these little suckers are giving me a little bit of a hard time. There we go. Now, if your child wants to continue, what you would do is rotate the tray so the bowl with the peas is on the left. And he or she can continue. Okay, so let's pretend that I'm done. And what you would do is ask your child again to put it back on the shelf, that low shelf I was talking about, in the spot or the place where it lives. This next activity is called sponging. Now, children love this activity because, of course, it's a water activity. So you have a tray, 2 bowls, and fill one bowl, the left side bowl, with water, and all they would do is sponge. They just soak the sponge and then squeeze the water into the next bowl. And honestly, don't worry about the mess. You're at home. You can clean it at your leisure. It's just so much fun for your child to do this. And your child will continue until every last drop is in the next bowl. And should your child want to do it again, rotate the bowl. So the bowl with the, or rotate the tray, sorry, to make sure that the bowl with the water is on your left. Now, make sure you have a cloth handy to dry the hands. And this activity is called sponging. Now, this next activity is another water activity. We all know how much children love to play with water. So we have the tray. I have a measuring cup of colored water. You can use clear water, but I like colored water because it's a little bit more interesting for the child. And you can use anything, any pitcher or something with a spout to help guide the liquid out of the container. We also have a sponge to mop up any messes they might make. And also I have 3 shot glasses. You could use any glass or any cup. I just happen to have a lot of shot glasses available. and I Sharpied, is Sharpied even a word? Anyway, I Sharpied lines around the circumference of the shot glasses, and this way it'll help your child know when to stop pouring. Okay, so here we go. Just remember, everything is from left to right. When your child has finished the activity, encourage your child to pour the liquid back into its container. Carry the tray back on the shelf where it lives, and then dump out the water from the pitcher. This is called pouring to the line. Now this activity is called whisking. Again, it is a water activity. What I have on my tray is a bowl of water. I have some soap. Dish soap works well. I have a whisk. And as you can see, it's smaller, so your child can be able to grasp it using the pincer grip. And I also have a sponge to mop up any little messes. Now I'm going to tilt the bowl so you see that as I whisk, bubbles are being formed, and that's what you want your child to do, is to form the bubbles by whisking. Children love this. They love to whisk away. You could even put food coloring in here to make it more, I guess, to funk it up a bit. But this activity is called whisking. Also, when your child has finished the water activity, encourage him or her to dump the water in the sink. So this concludes the first part of the practical life area in the series Teach Your Child the Montessori Method at Home. I'd like to thank you for tuning in, and for those hot mamas that want to become a certified Montessori teacher, go to newboromontessori.com. That's NEWBOROUGH Montessori.com. I'll have the link on my blog for you to check out. Thank you for tuning in, and look out for the next video on Practical Life. And here's Mylene signing out. And remember, stay classy, sassy, and a bit badassy.